can tell the world just one thing, it would be we're all okay. And not to worry, cause worry is wasteful and useless in times like these. I won't be made useless. I won't be idle with despair. I'll gather myself around my faith, for the light does in darkness most fear. My hands are small, I know, and they're not yours, they are my own. But they're not yours, they are my own, and I'm never broken.
Project Perfect World has conducted nearly 100 missions and helped well over 1,000 kids. And these kids really are the most needy of the neediest in the world. These folks actually have no access to healthcare otherwise. And the work that is done by Project Perfect World really changes the lives of these kids. Let me give you an example from this year. As you guys probably know, 2 of the cross-country staff got an opportunity to join us when we took a trip this last September down to Guayaquil, Ecuador, and did surgery on 31 kids. These are kids that had either birth defects or had accidents that had never been fixed. The team that we took down there, 24 people, worked incredibly hard over the course of 7 days and did orthopedic surgery on these kids in a pediatric hospital in Guayaquil. These kids now, as a result, will live a completely different life than had they not had that care. They'll walk, they'll be able to run, they'll be able to play soccer, they'll likely get a job and also get a spouse, and some of that would not have happened without the work that was done during the course of that week in Ecuador.
And heartache came to visit me, but I knew it wasn't ever after. We'll find.
The children and families were so excited for us to be there. On the first day, I believe they said there were over 60 families waiting for us, and they bring their entire extended family. They take buses for hours. Some of the children were on buses for 5 or 6 hours to come to us. So they were all thrilled for us to be there, which made us feel so important and that we were really doing something for them to help them. Oh, they called us angels. Some of the moms were dropping to their knees, crying, thanking us. The children had deformities that I've never seen in the States here. And even the doctors said they had never even seen in textbooks. So very unusual situations that really needed help, and I'm glad we could help them.
They came back and told us how, you know, when they did tell some of these parents that they were not able to do something for their children, that they just break down into tears. These children who cannot have surgical correction, or they're too old, or there's some reason that something can't be done for them, if their corrections aren't done, they're ostracized from society by the time they're 16. They're not allowed to marry, they're not allowed to work, and they're just outcasts as far as society is concerned. And that's just disheartening, because most of it is not that something's truly wrong with them, they just have a physical disability. And we would never accept that in the United States. We just, you know, we have how many people in our country that walk with a cane or walk with walkers or in a wheelchair, but nothing restricts us here in the States from still having a viable life, of marrying, of having children, of having a job.
Stand up for what's right, 'cause where there's a man who has no voice, there's I shall go unseen.
And Shaleo was injured on a playground accident and developed osteomyelitis of her tibia. When they evaluated her in the clinic on Sunday, when we got there, Dr. Pring's first reaction was, I can't do this. I can't take the chance of doing something to this child that if it gets infected and fails, she's going to lose her leg. The orthopedic surgeon from Guayaquil pleaded with Maya to reconsider. I don't know what to do for her. Please help me. So Maya reconsidered, and she became our last case of the week. We took the small bone in your lower leg, which is called the fibula, and we sawed it off at the top and the bottom in her leg, and we moved it to the center where the tibia should have been, and with plates and screws attached the bone to the remnants of the tibia that were left at her knee and at her ankle. And through time, the tissue and the bone will grow larger than what a fibula is, and will give her stability in the middle of her leg so that in the future she will be able to stand on it. She's going to have a brace to support her, but she will be able to walk. But the thing that did all of us in about Shalea's surgery was the very next day when anesthesia was making rounds, and her mother looks at them and says, "Thank you so much. God brought the angels from America to save my baby." And what do you say? If every one of those parents feels that what we did for their child saved their baby or gave their baby a chance, then it was worth every hour we spent.
That was just an amazing surgery, and I think of all the children we did, that her mother was really the most thankful, the most appreciative. She just wants her daughter to be able to walk again. It's been a few years. Everything went off without a hitch. It seemed that there weren't going to be any problems. So to me, that was the most joyous surgery that we did.
Not yours, on my own, and there. Not yours, on my own.
The hours were long. The days were long. We were there from 6:45 in the morning until 7, 8 o'clock at night. And you're coming home at 8 o'clock at night, and you're doing dinner at 9 or 10 and falling into bed to be back out of bed at 5 o'clock to be off to the hospital again. But if every parent feels the way that that lady felt, that the angels from America helped their child, then it was well worth every minute of what we did. I would encourage anybody who has the skills and the knowledge that we as nurses working as travelers for cross country, anybody who has the opportunity to take a week of their time and go and experience this, no matter what you do, you get back tenfold what you give.
I also really liked taking the bears around that Cross Country had provided, the teddy bears. And Carol and I distributed them on the last day, and everyone in the whole hospital was talking about it. They were so excited. The parents, the nurses, the doctors, everyone, they really loved those bears. We all, at the end, on the last day, talked about it, and we all felt the same, that we were happiest to be there to help the kids. We wish we could have helped more, but we have so much time, and we did a huge amount of surgeries. We worked very long days, and I think that us helping the kids was the most important thing and made us the happiest.
The young man who worked with us all week as one of our interpreters, Jonathan, probably summed it up best. Is he looked at what we did for the children and thanked God that his children are healthy and didn't need us. But if he ever needed us, he would hope that there was a group of people like us from Project Perfect World who would be there to help his children.
The participation of the couple of nurses from Cross Country, and also the generous support that you guys gave to Project Perfect World, meant everything to the organization. And without the generous support, both financially from Cross Country, but also the support in having the folks volunteer on the mission, we could not have done the work that we did. And as a result, these kids' lives would not have changed. So it's a beautiful, wonderful, generous thing that you did, and I thank you so much for everything.
It's not about the job, it's about what you can give back to take care of people who are so less fortunate than us. There are 31 little children who are going to be able to walk next year without braces, without casts, without crutches, because somebody here cared enough to take a week of their time to go to Ecuador and give.
Never broken. In the end, only kindness matters. In the end, only kindness matters.